on, Gearheads? This is Adam Moore. We're with PremierGuitar.com. Today we got Robert Kantor, Robert Kantor Guitars. He's going to show us around some of these beautiful instruments.
Yes, I'd like to explain. This is a project that I've done exclusively with Rudy's here in New York and his brand new beautiful Soho store. And what these are guitars that are done using Swarovski crystallized components. And what they are the equivalent of diamonds, so they're leaded crystal, and each stone is applied by hand. So each one of these guitars features up to 40 or 50,000 individual stones, each one applied one at a time. So I think what we'd like to do is talk about first the ones that are done by the famous artist, graffiti artist Crash, which his name is John Matos, and I'm wearing actually one of his creations that he did for Eric Clapton. And he's best known for the subway trains that he used to tag back in the 1980s. And he was a contemporary of artists like Keith Haring and people of that ilk. And as I said, he was famous for painting subway trains. He has paintings that hang in the Museum of Modern Art and other numbers of museums around the world. And he's best known for guitars that he painted for Eric Clapton and John Mayer, of course. And so what we've done is we've translated his artwork, his actual paintings, and translated them into crystal and put them on these guitars. So it's the first time we've actually taken his work to a new level with regards to first doing the whole idea in crystal, and also, as I said, where we've interpreted from his paintings. Generally, he's always spray painted, like tagged the guitars the way he would a subway train.
Well, let's go inside and take a little closer look at them. All right, so Robert, this is one of the Crash guitars. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it.
This one is called the Black Eye, and the reason that I refer to the eye is that in a lot of Crash's work, he always used a woman's eye, and what his idea is in a lot of his paintings as well is that everything that a woman has to say is in her eyes, and the eyes do not lie. So he felt that in the mornings when he would get on the subway train, he would see the woman look into her eyes and know what kind of day she was going to have or what kind of mood she was in, whether she was in love. And so this became a big symbol in a lot of his artwork, and that's what's represented here. Mm-hmm. Then you sort of see this sort of like the cartoon-esque kinds of shapes, dots and lines, and he's really someone who's really enjoys using the idea of superheroes and cartoon and things of that nature, and that sort of gives you the effect of the other parts of the pattern. But you can see very colorful and very much a lot of life to it.
Tell us, the crystals. I mean, how many crystals did it take to kind of pull this off, and how did you go about that?
This is about 50,000 individual crystals, and each one is applied by hand. And the way we do this is actually the artwork is transferred from the paint to the guitar. So the guitar is actually hand painted. Then the stoning is done where we take the colors, we match what colors we want to use for the stones, and then we actually put each stone on with a tweezer by hand.
That's incredible. That's really incredible.
It's a lot of work. And each instrument takes somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks to complete.
So this is a kind of a joint product with Rudy's Music Stuff?
Yes, it is. Rudy's been a friend of mine, as you know, since 1978. We've been together a long time, and I felt that he was the only person that was capable of handling a project of this level, because he always specialized in the most special types of instruments, things that were one of a kind, things that were different and unusual, and it just was a fun project. You know, he sort of encouraged me, and when I came up with the idea, he said, "I think it's crazy, but you ought to do it." And you know, we really had a lot of fun doing this, and I think that's what it's about. It's sort of the combination of art and guitars, and you know, the creation of something that blends these things together, and that's it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it.
So these things are kind of exclusively on display at the new Soho store?
Yes, they are, and they're one of a kind. Each one is signed, so you can see on the back here that it's been signed by Crash, and it's signed on the outside and on the inside of the plate in case there's any kind of a problem. Okay. And each one of the ones that we've done with Crash comes with a print of the artwork that inspired it, which the artist also signs.
Okay, so we have another very cool Strat here. Maybe tell us a little bit about this model.
Okay, this one's called Skulls, and this is from my own edition of guitars, and it has a strap that matches, and the idea here was to take and make a random print from skull pattern, and it actually has a sunburst where it goes from silver to black, so it fades to the edge, and then there's a matching sunburst on the back.
Right.
But the idea of this, of course, was sort of inspired by Keith Richards and other bad boys of rock. And
matching strap. This looks great.
And this is the strap, of course, that's also with the matching skulls, and it just is the perfect bling rock guitar.
Can we get this headstock is great too. I mean, that's really decked out. Did you have to get permission or anything like that from Fender to pull this off?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. These are, you know, trademarks of Fender Company.
Amazing Delicate, guys.
Rudy Pensa.
There we
This is another gorgeous guitar.
Oh my God! Look at this guitar. Man. It's a jewel.
Yeah.
I mean, look at.
In
look
more
at
ways than one.
yeah. Look at the binding work over here in this case with these beautiful crystals and just an incredible work. I
What
mean,
can you tell us about this?
Bobby's design is just amazing.
Well, this is sort of like the country and western meets heavy metal model because, of course, it's got carbon crystal, so it has a sort of a jet dark black sparkle to it. We have the large diamonds on the controls here, which are really ultimate bling, and then a matching carbon strap. And as Rudy mentioned here, the binding is done in a crystal clear, so that gives you the same effect that you would get, with a binding on the regular guitar. And of course, it's contoured, and it's just a great, what I call basic bling look.
I could see someone like John 5 or someone playing this on stage. You're rocking this thing out.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Thank you for taking some time to show us these great guitars, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. This is Adam Moore. We're at Rudy's in Soho with Robert Kantor Guitars.